Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2020 Capacity Building Partnership Webinar on Skills Competition. My name is Hyun Seo-ju from HRD Korea, and it is an honor to be the MC on this momentous webinar today. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for attending. This is the first webinar we organize as WorldSkills International Capacity Building Center. We have been provided partnership program offline since 2017. But this year, due to COVID-19, we invite you online. For your information again, the interpretation channels can be found at the bottom of the screen. Now we will begin the first day of the 2020 Capacity Building Partnership Webinar on Skills Competition. The theme of today is on bridging the skills gap for a better world. First of all, I'd like to introduce HRD delegation and speakers who are here. We have Mr. Kim Yang-hyun, Vice President from HRD Korea and also official delegate from WorldSkills Korea. Mr. Yoo Seung-yeol, Web Technologies Deputy Chief Expert from WorldSkills Korea. Mr. Seo Sung-yeol, Director of Global HRD Cooperation Department from HRD Korea. And Eddie from WorldSkills Korea. I'd like to introduce today's speaker through the screen. Mr. Chris Humphries, President and Chair of the Board from WorldSkills International, who will deliver a keynote speech. Mr. Mingshan Chen, Technical Delegate from WorldSkills Chinese Taipei. Mr. Robert Romero, Official Delegate from WorldSkills Germany. Mr. Roy Ramirez Quesada, Technical Delegate from WorldSkills Costa Rica. Ms. Justina Itembu, Competition Development Coordinator from WorldSkills Namibia. Mr. Mahmoud Hamidou, Technical Delegate from WorldSkills Ghana. Now we are opening this webinar with the welcome remarks by Mr. Yang-hyun Kim, Vice President from HRD Korea and also Official Delegate from WorldSkills Korea. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Yang-hyun Kim with a round of applause.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's a great pleasure to see all of you. I am Yang-hyun Kim, Vice President of HRD Korea and an official delegate of WorldSkills Korea. Before COVID-19 pandemic, we invited WSI members and non-members in Korea during the national skill competition. And we host a workshop for sharing our experience on skills development. However, I am very sorry that we could only see each other by the online event this year. First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Chris Humphries, President of WorldSkills International, despite the early morning in UK. Although we are not able to meet you face-to-face at the moment, I am delighted that we are all connected each other by time and space, beyond time and space, thanks to technologies. Now we are committed to doing everything necessary to overcome the common challenge with skills and sharing skills and knowledge in a qualitative manner. In this regard, the WSA Conference talk at the General Assembly showed the innovative example a few weeks ago. It guided us to communicate each other and how to cope with the changed environment resulting from the COVID-19. In addition, some of the member countries, including Korea, Russia, and Taiwanese Taipei, showed the proper examples and the directions for organizing skills competition on the COVID-19 pandemic. Those countries could build the common good, a goal which is WSI is pursuing among international communities. Korea has been conducting capacity building programs with Colombia, Costa Rica, Mongolia, Namibia, and Zambia since 2018. Now the program has shifted to the remote and non-contact ways. Today, we would like to hear from Mr. Humphries about the role of international communities to reduce the skill gap. And we'll exchange our ideas and share the experience of collaboration from Chinese Taipei, Korea, Namibia, and Costa Rica to make a better world with the skills. During the webinar tomorrow, we'll also have an opportunity to learn from other members how to organize competitions and proceed skills development during this pandemic. It's expected that this activity can be in the line with the WS campaign to keep moving. As we all are aware of this fact, World Skills Shanghai 2021 postponed by 1 year due to COVID-19. However, we are confident that we'll continue our cooperation in empowering youth worldwide to follow their dreams. Let's keep moving together. Thank you.
Thank you very much for those thoughtful and welcoming words, Mr. Kim. Now we will go into the keynote speech. Mr. Chris Humphries, President and Chair of the Board from WorldSkills International. I'd like to ask you to direct your attention to Mr. Humphries as he appears on the screen. Mr. Humphries, when you're ready, please turn your video on.
Thank you so much for inviting me as WorldSkills President to speak at this significant WorldSkills Capacity Building Partnership webinar on skills competitions. And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all our participants. May I offer sincere congratulations to our hosts, WorldSkills Korea, and to Human Resources Development Korea for your commitment to this important global work. The subject today is skills gaps, which takes two forms. Firstly, we find gaps between the skills that 21st century industries and economies need to be competitive and the skills and capabilities available from vocational training and education. And secondly, serious skills gaps between nations at different stages of economic and educational development. Narrowing both those gaps is essential. Ensuring that young people and the existing workforce in each nation can acquire the skills necessary for economic recovery and the adaptability and resilience to embrace new technologies and keep pace with industrial change is critical to support economic recovery, especially now as the impact of the pandemic disrupts the education of millions and threatens mass unemployment. This is something that WorldSkills, an international organization representing 85 members and over 3/4 of the world's population, places at the top of our to-do list. It is also a challenge that we believe can be addressed. Korea is one of our longest serving members. It joined what is now World Skills back in 1966, when most of us here today were still children, and some of us had considerably more hair than we do now. Over the last 54 years, Korea's young competitors have enjoyed huge success, just as Korea's economy has blossomed, bringing prosperity to its people and creating companies that are household names around the world, like Samsung, our global premium partner and overall event sponsor at our international competition in Kazan last year. And of course, in 2001, Seoul played host for the 36th World Skills Competition, a showcase for all that Korea has achieved, and my first competition in World Skills when I had just become the chairman of World Skills UK. But it wasn't always so. By the mid-1950s, Korea's economy was in ruins, shattered by decades of warfare that had left millions dead. The survivors often faced starvation, and those children who could get even the most basic education often did so in rooms deprived even of desks and chairs. What changed? What happened? Well, the answer was that the world came to the rescue. Allies like the United States and former opponents like Japan came together with a package that provided not just food and medical aid, but the money and resources to rebuild and retrain Korea for a better future. I'd like to quote Mr. Kim Dong-man, the president of HRD Korea, speaking last year about GIFTS, this wonderfully named Global Institute for Transferring Skills and our first World Skills Capacity Building Center. The Republic of Korea was one of the poor countries of the world, he said, and the only resource was its human capital. We received so much aid from other countries, President Kim continued. Skills development was the essential key factor to achieve such a huge economic success in a short time. In response, President Kim said, the Republic of Korea wants to give any help they received to countries who need our know-how and knowledge for their skill development by establishing continuous cooperation with World Skills members and non-members as well. Thank you, President Kim, for you and your organization's vision and support for other nations. Today, the 3 World Skills Capacity Building Centers in Korea, Taipei, and Russia have a mission to share the skills and expertise we have gathered as an organization with developing countries still on the road to economic prosperity. It's a philosophy sometimes known as pay it forward, where you repay the kindness given to you in the past by helping others less fortunate in the present. It speaks not just of generosity with money, but real generosity of spirit. It underpins our own World Skills Vision 2025, which makes supporting skills training in the developing world, and especially in Africa, a key part of our work, even in countries that are not yet part of the World Skills family. To date, these 3 centers have worked with more than 190 African experts from 13 countries across 16 skills areas. Last year, we saw World Skills Belgium working to support competitors for the next World Skills Africa event from the Democratic Republic of Congo, a country that Belgium once exploited as colonial masters. These are practical examples of how the global community and World Skills are working together to help narrow skills gaps. Like many international organizations, World Skills has built a large and unique resource base to help develop skills training and education, even amid a pandemic. In fact, I would say that COVID-19 has forced us to work even harder and more creatively to reach these goals, embracing virtual technologies and remote learning in new ways that have this year actually reached more young people than ever before. We see this in the exceptional efforts of our members who continue to develop and train their competitors under the most difficult conditions and have frequently volunteered their experience and knowledge to anyone who asks. Individual WorldSkills member nations, including the UK, France, Russia, Brazil, Germany, Canada, and many others alongside Korea, act as mentors and offer individual programs of advice, training, and support in other countries. Europe is launching a new Erasmus Plus program in the next month to support the internationalization of skills, which will enable European WorldSkills members to work in partnership with developing nations on skills development programs. Our international and regional competitions and the work of the WorldSkills experts to share and develop and learn together provide powerful tools for each member nation to review and benchmark their VET provision and bring new understanding back home to enhance and update their national VET systems. The WorldSkills occupational standards provide a key tool for bridging the skills gaps in the world. They specify the skills, knowledge, and capacity required to perform with excellence in the workplace and are updated every 2 years. After each WorldSkills competition, we consult with hundreds of global corporates, plus organizations like the International Labour Organization, to review each standard and update them to keep pace with industrial change. With WorldSkills Shanghai now postponed till 2022, we instead plan to make 2021 a year of innovation and impact, drawing on all our collective experience and recognizing that it is vocational education and training that will enable a skills-led recovery from the pandemic and help young people make their full contribution to society. Events like this one and the research and innovation online and hybrid teaching assessment, one-to-one mentoring programs between members, sharing experiences in digital and hybrid competition structures, all these things can help reduce skills gaps and accelerate progress and development despite coronavirus. It means we can look to our next international competition at WorldSkills Shanghai 2022 with increasing confidence and optimism, and then beyond to France and WorldSkills Lyon 2024. As we look forward to these great events, I'd like to finish by taking us back once again to that 2001 competition in Seoul. It was there and then created by a young Korean graphic designer called Taeho Yang that the WorldSkills logo was unveiled for the first time. That now iconic design, the hand of youth reaching out with hope and confidence for the future, serves us as well today as it did 20 years ago. Thank you all for being here to ensure that that future for youth can be everything they hope for. And may I offer you all very best wishes for a successful seminar. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for those insightful keynote speech, Mr. Humphries. Now we will move on to the first session. Mr. Yang Hyun Kim, Vice President from HRD Korea and official delegate from WorldSkills Korea, will be moderator for this session. There will be a Q&A session after the second session, so please refer to the Zoom chat box and leave messages that you would like to ask. From now on, I will hand over the mic to the moderator, Mr. Kim, please.
Yeah, from now on, I speak in Korea. 예, 이 시간에 온라인으로 참석하고 계신 여러분 다시 한번 인사드리겠습니다. 오늘은 세션 1과 세션 2로 진행하겠습니다. 세션을 시작하기에 앞서 아까 조금 전에 강연을 해주신 WSI 크리스 험프리 회장님께 다시 한번 감사의 말씀을 드립니다. 그럼 먼저 세션 1의 발표 순서를 말씀드리겠습니다. 첫 번째 순서는 WSI 역량과관센터로 여러 국가와 기술 공유를 통해 기술 발전에 힘쓰고 있는 대만의 발표를 시작하여 한국 그리고 독일 그리고 파트너 국가에 연수하고 있는 각국의 경험과 노하우를 듣도록 하겠습니다. Q&A와 토론은 세션 1과 2가 모두 끝난 다음에 시작하겠습니다. 그럼 먼저 월드스킬 대만의 민샨채 기술대표께서 발표해 주시겠습니다. 박수로 환영해 주시기 바랍니다.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good day, Mr. Kim, Mr. Chris, the delegate. Here, I would like to particularly say hello to friends in Korea. This is Min-san Chen, Chinese Taipei's technical delegate. The next few minutes, I will focus my presentation on two parts. First part, every 2 years, competitors take home world skill competition best practice. How these champions pass down their skills to the generation. Second one, Chinese Taipei launched second capacity building center last year. How to share skill with the partner countries. Since 1970, Chinese Taipei into the world skill family. Last year in Kazan, we joined 45 skills. So far, more than 800 champions are cultivated. In Taiwan, every year, about 3,000 young people into regional skill competition, 800 into the national skill competition, 200 moved to the national team selection. In the end, only 50 advanced to the world skill competition. This year, we add a junior to the national skill competition. Hopefully, skill could take root in the younger generation. After world skills competition, this champion serves as a role model, go to the campus, encouraging students into the skill learning, serving as an expert, pass down skill to generation, serving as a volunteer, participate in activity, sharing experience, and many more. This champion played a role in Taiwan skill development through skill sharing. Last year, March, following Korea footsteps, Chinese Taipei worked with the World Skill International on Memorandum of Understanding and the World Skill Capacity Building Center, started joining of the skill sharing and the skill cooperation. The MOU focused on skill development financially on a case-by-case basis, largely with the African and the developing country on the sharing skills. Skill sharing and skill cooperation not limited to the skill competition. Skill training, included. Last year, Chinese Taipei partnered with 11 countries on skill exchange and skill training, benefiting more than 100 experts and competitors. This year, COVID-19 changed life and make travel impossible. So we are making 3 training videos for experts and join WorldSkill Asia and the WorldSkill International online program. Besides, Skill Cooperation Symposium is held in September. And more information, please check out our website. Next, I would like to take 2 examples on skill sharing. And the Brazil case. 2 years ago, Brazil called for skill exchange on cabinet making. After evaluation, Chinese Taipei sent experts to the Brazil, helping skill training. Another case is about in India. Last year, India's expert and competitor in the skill of automatic technology traveled to Taiwan for 5 days skill exchange. More than skill sharing, both sides know each other well in culture and experience. Before I go, let's take a look at Taiwan's Capacity Building Center.
Chinese Taipei prizes youngsters' skill development, a part of national competitiveness. In 1970, Chinese Taipei became the 14th member of WorldSkills International. In 1993, Chinese Taipei hosted the WorldSkills competition. Chinese Taipei showcases the world its fruit of skill development. On March 13, 2019, Chinese Taipei launched the world's second WorldSkills Capacity Building Center. We shine on the global stage. Love to partner with Chinese Taipei. 6 skills categories are available for collaborative efforts. Potential countries may send collaborative proposals to Chinese Taipei Technical Delegate. African and developing countries may contact Chinese Taipei Technical Delegate for future cooperation. Proposals should be sent 2 months before the individual event starts. Cooperation could be conducted by skills training, skills exchange, skills consultation, as well as others. Once the procedure is complete, skills exchange could proceed. We may also send experts and competitors to partner countries for skills sharing. Taiwan experts and competitors may conduct on-site skills cooperation, improving our world with the power of skills through WorldSkills Capacity Building Center.
That's my presentation. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Minshan Chen. 대만은 2019년 역량 강화 센터로 지정된 후 방금 말했듯이 여러 국가들과 기술 공유를 진행하고 있고 또 브라질과 인도에 초청과 파견을 보내서 기술 전수를 실시했던 경험을 말씀해 주셨습니다. 특히 올해 제작하신 레스토랑 서비스, 자동차 정비, 메카트로닉스, 세계 직종에 대한 심사위원들에 대한 훈련 비디오는 국제대회를 준비하는 많은 국가의 심사위원과 선수들에게 큰 도움이 될 것이라고 생각합니다. 이어서 발표할 한국도 올해 4개 직종에 대한 훈련 동영상을 제작하였습니다. 2021년도에는 한국과 대만이 함께 협업으로 동영상을 제작하는 것도 좋을 듯 싶습니다. 그럼 다음 세션으로 한국의 유승열 앱기술 직종 부심사장께서 발표해 주시겠습니까? 박수로 환영해 주시기 바랍니다.
네, 안녕하세요. 저는 한국의 유승열이라고 합니다. 반갑습니다. 오늘 여러분에게 이렇게 발표를 할 수 있게 돼서 영광이고 또 한국산업인력공단을 대표해서 저희의 경험을 여러분과 함께 나눌 수 있게 돼서 무한한 영광을 느끼고 있습니다. 먼저 앞에서 발표해 주신 미스터 첸 씨께 대만에 갔을 때 아주 형제처럼 잘 대해 주신 거 아직도 감사하고 있고 다음에 한국에 오시면 또 저희가 대접해 드리겠습니다. 네, 다음은 한국의 기능경기, 국제 기능경기 관련 역사를 좀 설명드리려고 했는데요. 이미 크리스 험프리스 회장님께서 사실은 저보다도 더 상세하게 설명을 해주셨기 때문에 여러분들이 다 이해했을 거라고 보고요. 말씀하신 것처럼 저희는 66년 1월에 처음으로 월드스킬스에 가입을 했고요. 그 해에 또 국내 기능경기 대회를 처음으로 열었습니다. 그리고 스페인 마드리드에서 열린 67년 대회에 처음으로 참가를 했고요. 78년과 2001년에 한국에서도 국제 기능경기 대회를 유치했습니다. 그리고 지난해 카잔 국제 기능경기 대회는 저희가 47개 직종의 52명의 선수를 파견하고 여러분과 함께 자리를 했습니다. 저희가 아마도 처음인 걸로 알고 있는데요. CBC 센터를 2018년 1월에 처음으로 저희가 지정이 되었고요. CBC 센터에서 저희는 아프리카의 기능경기 시스템을 전수하고 또 개발도상국들에게 여러 가지 기술들을 전수하는 사업을 하고 있습니다. 간략히 개요를 설명드리면 지금 설명드릴 내용은 저희가 기능경기 관련 역량 강화 사업을 설명드리겠습니다. 2018년부터 올해까지 3년간 진행을 했고요. 이것은 그 한국의 고용노동부에서 지원하는 국제 공적 개발 원조 사업의 일환입니다. 이 사업은 한국산업인력공단의 기프트스 험프리 회장님께서 의미를 되게 좋게 설명해 주셨는데 저희 이 조직에서 대신 맡고 있고요. 저희가 파트너 국가로 남미의 콜롬비아, 코스타리카, 그리고 아시아의 몽골, 또 아프리카의 나미비아, 잠비아 이렇게 5개 나라를 대상으로 해서 함께 지원 사업을 진행해 왔습니다. 이 사업을 통해서 저희는 우선 각 국의 기능경기 시스템을 전수를 하고요. 그 다음에 선수 또는 전문가들에게 기능경기 관련 기술을 전수하고 또 각종 그 나라들에서 진행되는 기능경기 관련 이벤트나 기능경기 사업을 직접 파견돼서 지원하는 등의 사업을 벌여왔습니다. 각각의 사업을 세부적으로 설명드리면 우선 저희는 이제 몇 개 국가에 직접 찾아가서 일부 기능 경기가 아직 시작되지 않은 나라 혹은 이제 시작하려고 하고 있지만 좀 더 도움이 필요한 나라들에 찾아가서 함께 기능 경기 시스템 개발에 대한 이야기 또는 직종 설명서 개발에 대한 이야기 또 앞으로 기능 경기 대회를 열 때 혹은 선수들을 훈련시킬 때 어떤 것들이 필요한지 컨설팅과 또 지도 지원을 진행을 했습니다. 그리고 다음 사업은 저희가 그 해외 여러 나라들의 그 전문가들 또는 국제대회에 참가하기로 결정한 선수들을 한국에 초청해서 직접 여기에 와서 각각 그 기능을 전수하고 또 경기도 가져보고 이런 사업을 진행을 했습니다. 이때 한국의 국제기능올림픽 그 출신 여러 선수들이 또 도움을 주기도 했고 또 외국의 많은 전문가들과 함께 좋은 경험을 공유했습니다. 그리고 저희는 또 각 국의 전문가들을 파견해서 기능 경기 대회를 실제 진행하거나 아니면 여러 가지 이벤트를 하는데 함께 했고, 또 뭐 코스타리카나 콜롬비아, 나미비아, 잠비아 등 몽골 여러 나라들에서 저희들이 전문가들이 함께 기능 경기 대회를 치르기도 했습니다. 그 결과 이 사업에 대한 만족도가 시작하기 전에 50% 정도에서 끝날 때는 70% 정도로 만족도 조사가 됐고요. 대부분의 그 교육을 받은 교육생들이 99% 이상이 만족한다는 결과를 얻을 수 있었습니다. 표에 보시는 바와 같이 각국의 훈련 프로그램에 참여했던 전문가들이 처음 시작과 끝날 때 역량이 얼마나 높아졌는지 테스트를 했는데 그래프와 같이 상당히 의미 있는 발전, 진전이 있었습니다. 네, 저희가 이런 사업을 계속 진행을 해왔었는데요. 다 아시겠지만 올해 2020년 들어서 코로나 바이러스 19가 발생을 했고 전 세계 또 모든 나라들의 전문가들과 선수, 기능 경기 관련 일들이 다 멈추는 상황에 있었습니다. 그래서 저희가 그동안 이제 전문가들을 초청하거나 전문가가 파견되는 일들을 많이 해왔는데 그걸 할 수 없기 때문에 어떻게 이 사업을 계속할 것인가에 대한 고민을 했고요. 그 첫 번째로 온라인 날리지 쉐어링 프로그램을 진행을 했습니다. 이 사업은 지금과 같은 형태의 웹 미팅을 통해서 그동안 해왔던 교육을 계속 진행을 하고, 또 저희는 이제 이 사업을 한편으로는 멘토링 사업이라고도 불렀는데요. 계속 그 기술 교육을, 기술 전수를 진행을 해왔습니다. 그렇지만 이 사업이 충분하지는 않았습니다. 온라인으로 하는데 한계도 있었기 때문에 다음으로 이 사업을 좀 더 만족스럽게 하기 위해서 무엇을 할까 고민하던 중에 동영상을 개발을 해서 국제기능올림픽 대회의 표준 기술을 어떻게 여러 나라들 전문가들에게 전파할 것인가에 대해서 고민을 했고 비디오 제작을 했습니다. 뒤에 보여드리겠지만 4개 직종 50개의 비디오를 만들어서 지금 곧 유튜브를 통해서 배포할 예정입니다. 이런 사업과 함께 실제로 이 기능경기 표준이 어떻게 우리의 실제 생활에 적용될 수 있을 것인가에 대한 고민들이 있었고, 그러기 위해서 코스타리카 전문가들과 함께 프로젝트 베이스드 러닝이라고 하는 새로운 사업을 시작을 했고 이제 거의 마무리되고 있습니다. 먼저 앞에서 설명드린 것처럼 첫 번째로 온라인 날리지 쉐어링 프로그램이 있습니다. 이것은 줌이나 혹은 웹엑스 혹은 구글 미트 같은 여러 가지 온라인 미팅 프로그램을 통해서 전문가들과 각국의 한 1개국의 3명의 멘티들이 참여해서 각종 기술을 전수하는 과정을 3개월 동안 벌여왔습니다. 그동안 5개 나라 그리고 9개 직종 총 15개 팀에서 44명의 참가자들과 함께 과정을 진행해 왔습니다. 짧게 그 과정을 빠른 속도로 한번 비디오로 확인해 보겠습니다. 이건 아프리카 용접 직종이고요. 예. 네, 냉동 기술도 있고요. 예, 목공입니다. 예, 다음으로 저희가 앞에 설명드린 것처럼 전기 제어, 그리고 웹 기술, 용접, 그리고 냉동 기술 네 직종에 대해서 50개 정도의 비디오를 개발을 했고, 이 비디오의 주된 내용은 이전에 사용되었던 국제 기능 경기 대회 과제, 특히 카잔 대회의 과제를 중심으로 해서 월드 스킬의 기술이 어떻게 적용되는지, 어떻게 하면 좀 더 월드 스킬의 기술을 훌륭하게 완성할 수 있는지에 대해서 보여주는 비디오들을 50편을 제작을 했습니다. 각 직종당 12개에서 13개 정도의 비디오로 마련되어 있고요. 앞으로 그 화면에 보이시는 유튜브 채널을 통해서 여러분들께서 확인할 수 있습니다. 그 중에 일부를 짧게 빠른 속도로 보여드리겠습니다. 예. 지금 이 화면은 거의 8배속 속도로 했기 때문에 굉장히 빠르게 지나가는데요. 각각 한 20분에서 30분 정도로 50개의 비디오가 마련되어 있고요. 전문가들이 국제대회 선수 출신 또는 전문가들이 국제대회 과제의 구성부터 과제를 완성하는 방법, 재료, 장비 사용법, 또 안전수칙 등 다양한 내용들을 담고 있습니다. 네, 그리고 마지막에 그 사업은 저희가 프로젝트 베이스드 러닝 커패시티 빌딩 프로그램이라고 명명을 했는데요. 이 사업은 월드 스킬스 웹사이트에서 기술이 삶을 변화시킨다라고 하는 모토를 발견하고 시작된 거나 다름없습니다. 그래서 코스타리카의 그 전문가들과 저희가 계속 여러 가지 온라인 토론을 하던 중에 코스타리카의 시나포르라고 하는 조직에서 그들의 그 자격 인증 제도와 관련해서 이러한 모바일 앱이 필요하다는 얘기를 듣게 되었고, 코스타리카 전문가들과 한국의 전문가들이 공동으로 참여해서 이 월드 스킬의 표준을 활용해서 실제로 생활에서 사회에서 활용할 수 있는 제품을 개발해보자 라고 하는 목표를 가지고 진행을 했습니다. 그래서 저희가 코스타리카 전문가들이 데이터베이스 설계, 디자인, 또 앱 디자인 설계 등을 통해서 많은 준비를 해 주셨고요. 또 한국 전문가들은 웹 소프트웨어 개발 혹은 모바일 앱 소프트웨어 개발 관련 부분에서 또 많은 지원을 했고요. 그래서 두 나라의 전문가들이 공동으로 개발을 진행을 해서 3개월 정도 진행을 했고, 지금은 저희가 마지막 테스트 단계에 와 있습니다. 그래서 저희는 이 프로그램을 통해서 앞으로도 월드 스킬의 그 기술 표준이 어떻게 실제 생활에 적용될 수 있는지, 실제 어떤 사람의 삶을 변화시키는 데 도움이 될 수 있는지 일부 확인을 했고요. 앞으로도 그 월드 스킬의 방향이 계속 이런 이 기술의 표준이 세상을 바꾸는 데 기여하고, 지금같이 코로나 팬데믹 상황에서는 특히 더 유용하게 이 다른 종류의 기술들, IT뿐만 아니라 다른 기술들을 통해서도, 예를 들어서 저희가 산소호흡기를 만든다든지 할 때 월드 스킬의 기술이라면 충분히 이런 것들을 쉽게 만들 수 있을 거라고 생각을 하고, 기능 경기가 단순히 경쟁일 뿐만 아니라 협력을 통해서 세상을 바꾸는 데 기여할 수 있을 거라고 믿고 또 그렇게 배운 과정이었습니다. 그래서 저희는 다음 이런 사업을 멈추지 않을 것이고요. 앞으로도 계속 할 것이고, 다음에는 또 화면에 보이시는 것처럼 이런 또 나라들과 함께 다음 사업을 진행을 하려고 하고 있습니다. 네, 이상 제 경험 말씀드렸고요. 들어주셔서 감사합니다.
네, 땡큐. 일단 승렬류. 예, 우리 한국이 2018년 역량강화센터로 지정된 이후 한 내용에 대해서, 그리고 그 성과에 대해서 말씀을 해준 것 같습니다. 마지막으로 말씀하신 특별히 인상적인 것들이 올해 코로나 그 팬데믹 상황에서도 온라인 멘토링이라든지 또는 그 PBL 방식으로 이렇게 기술을 전수해 줬다는 것이 굉장히 인상적입니다. 마지막으로 또 단순히 기능 경기가 경쟁을 넘어서 실제 생활에 도움이 될 수 있는, 세상을 바꾸는데 기여할 수 있다는 그런 비전을 보여주셨습니다. 대단히 인상적이었습니다. 다시 한번 감사드립니다. 예, 마지막으로 월드스킬 독일의 허버트 로메르 대표께서 발표해 주시겠습니다. 미스터 로메로 준비되셨으면 비디오를 켜주시기 바랍니다. 예, 박수로 환영해 주시기 바랍니다.
So good morning, everybody, and good afternoon. I'm very honored, and it's a great pleasure to be with you today. You can hear me. Can you give me a feedback? Is it okay? Can you hear me, and can you see my slide? Yes? Very good.
We are okay.
Very good. Thanks. Yeah, it's a great honor and pleasure to be with you today and to share some ideas and some thoughts about our partnership with WorldSkills Ghana. And first of all, I want to say it's not a mentoring ship, it's more a partnership with our friends from WorldSkills Ghana. And in my opinion, I think it is a great factor for success to have a partnership and not mentoring ship, because we do it together. And just to let you know, when we are talking about WorldSkills Ghana and the country of Ghana, it's in the western part of Africa. And it's about 31 million inhabitants for population. And it's divided in zonal areas, and the capital is Accra. And my partner we are talking to is Hamidou Mahmoudou. He will be here today after my speech. He will do a presentation, giving you some insights from his part. When did we start with our partnership? We did start our talks last year in Kazan during the WorldSkills Kazan, and our purpose was to find an agreement how WorldSkills Germany can support Ghana in building and expanding a national WorldSkills movement. And first of all of us, we agreed we don't want to have only a partnership for a WorldSkills event, for participating in the WorldSkills competition, or having only a national WorldSkills competition. We understood we want to have and we want to create a sustainable system and organization in Ghana, which involves everything, the educational sector and the WorldSkills sector as well. That is really important for us. So what we did is we started with a memorandum of understanding. We created and designed a paper. We wanted to understand that everybody is thinking about the same goal and objectives. And the main objectives in this memorandum of understanding was to establish and expand the organizational structures of WorldSkills Ghana Secretariat. We wanted to develop skills teams. We wanted to identify the experts and the technical supporters and the skills sponsors, not only doing the event on itself. We wanted to find a stable base. And for sure, we have to train the experts and we have to develop a training and performance centers. We wanted to train competitors. We will do that next time regarding their skills. And we don't want to train only the technical skills. We want to train the soft and the social skills as well. And we want to organize, plan, project management, and we want to implement national competitions, and the zonal competitions we do as well. And we want to prepare everybody for the international competitions. These are the main objectives we are looking for. And we just said we don't want to work with a whole range of skills. That's impossible. So what we did is we asked our partners, can we identify some sectors we want to work in, and then in the next step, can we identify some skills you want to have and you need? So we identified 14 skills, and with these skills we start now, and we want to have a core skill group which helps other new skills to join the group afterwards. You can't read that, but we wanted to show you our action plan. It's just an impression of that, but it is a detailed action plan. And we think the success of a project is depending on doing one step after the other and do it very thoroughly. That means every part of this action plan has to be done, and we are walking through this action plan. At the moment, actually, our project manager, he is luckily able to travel to Ghana. He is in Ghana at the moment, and he is having a lot of meetings and trainings together with Hamidou to follow this action plan. So we don't want to allow COVID-19. We don't want to allow COVID-19 to disturb our plans. And what we did is we understood we have to raise awareness, not only in Ghana, we have to raise awareness in Germany as well. So we did a lot of public relation. We did a lot of communication to the public and to the official bodies, because if you don't have official bodies, you won't be able to be successful. You need them funding, you need to involve the industry, to have sponsors and partners to work in Ghana as well. So here you can see many press releases we had, and many magazines printed that. So it's really good to raise awareness. And in 2 weeks, we will have a Ghana conference in Germany as well to involve our partners and to inform them. And as I said, for us, it's very crucial to have a sustainable structure. And we work like in a pyramid. And the top of a pyramid, you will find the World Skills competition. But you will find on the next level the nationals and zonals. But very important for us, we want to involve that. We want to build a network, a very small net together with the educational sector, because learning in training and competitions is so good. It's a didactical concept, and we want to have all trainers, not only the ones who are involved in World Skills trainings. We want to have all the trainers and apprentices to be involved in competitions on a local area, in colleges, in schools, and companies. So that's really crucial. And on the bottom line, it is the school. We want to go to school to support that school orientation, professional orientation. So we think World Skills is the training and World Skills training and competitions. It's not only an event, it's much more. And we have to raise awareness for that. Otherwise, we won't be able to be successful. And why do I say it is a partnership and not a mentorship? It's very easy because we have to create everything together. If we talk about the German dual system, it is just a couple of hundred of years old. So we have an old tradition. We have a different mindset, maybe. We have different needs. And it's a matter of cultural things. And that means we have to identify what does our partner Ghana need. Is it possible to make a copy paste of a dual system of Germany, or is it much more better to make a fusion of that, to combine both systems and the culture of Ghana with our educational system? Otherwise, we won't be able. We are really sure about that. And at the end of the day, what we think is we not only want to work 1 year or 2 years together with Ghana, we want to do that for the next years, because we want to bring companies, German, European, or other companies to Ghana to give the young apprentices the opportunity to find a job after the educational system, so they can showcase their excellence in the companies and in the economy. That's really important. So the next step we want to do is to bring companies to Ghana, or to support companies in Ghana to employ young people. And this is really a crucial partnership. We think it's a success story afterwards. That is my short story about our partnership with Ghana. And here you can see we have patrons like our chancellor. She is involved in the project. She is informed about the project, and our federal president, Mr. Steinmeier, as well. So the president and the chancellor are supporting our project in Ghana. That is my short story. I say thank you, and hope I could give you some small impressions about our partnership. Thanks.
예, thank you, Mr. Herbert Romero. 예, 조금 전에 독일이 가나와 파트너십에 대한 내용을 들을 수 있었습니다. 2020년도에 기능사무국을 조직하고 또 14개 직종에 대한 기능팀을 개발하고 또 전문가를 교육시킨다든지 선수들의 훈련 등 이런 것에 대해서는 다른 여러 국가와 비슷하였지만, 특히 인상적인 것은 소수의 엘리트 선수들을 훈련하는 데 그치지 않고 기초부터 또 파트너 국가의 역사라든지 문화, 그리고 그런 다른 점, 또 그런 욕구가 뭔지 이런 것까지 깊이 있게 고려한 아주 체계적이고 장기적인 계획을 들을 수 있었습니다. 앞으로 역량강화센터를 하거나 또 할 계획이 있는 국가들한테 매우 통찰력을 제공한 좋은 사례였다고 생각합니다. 우리 한국도 대만과 마찬가지로 역량강화센터로 지정되어서 타 국가의 기능경기 시스템을 컨설팅한다든지 기능 전수를 하고 있는데, 오늘 독일의 사례를 꼭 참고해야 할 것 같습니다. 앞으로 WSI에서는 역량강화센터가 더 생겨날 수 있겠습니다만은 단순하게 MOE에 그치지 않고 역량강화센터가 제 역할을 할 수 있도록 그 지위와 역할에 대해서 체계적으로 한번 정리를 해주면 좋겠습니다. 그럼 이어서 세션 2를 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 세션 2의 발표 순서는 한국의 파트너 국가인 코스타리카와 나미비아, 그리고 마지막으로 독일의 파트너 국가인 가나 순으로 진행하겠습니다. 그럼 먼저 월드스케일 코스타리카 로이 라미네스 깨사다 기술 대표께서 발표해 주시겠습니까? 박수로 환영해 주시기 바랍니다.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kim, and it is a pleasure to be here in this event. So, from Costa Rica, greetings to all, and it's an amazing opportunity to be part of this sharing event. So, just let me know that everything is okay. You are looking at my screen, and you're listening to me, right? It is okay. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to give some information about our experience in skills development. First of all, I would like to say that, well, Costa Rica is this beautiful a small country just in the middle of America. So we officially are the Republic of Costa Rica, and we are in Central America, bordered by Nicaragua to the north, Panama to the southwest, and we had the blessed to have the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean, both sides of our country. We're going to provide some general information about our country. First of all, our population is around 5 million. We are a small country, around 51,000 square kilometers. Our capital is San Jose, and language is Spanish. And 31 years old is about our median age, and our currency is the colon. And you can call us Costa Ricans or also Ticos. So we are well known as Ticos also. And our government is a presidential representative democracy. And our current president is Mr. Carlos Alvarado Quesada. So regarding Work Skills Costa Rica, I had to say first that in Costa Rica, Work Skills is represented by the National Learning Institute. So we are an institution, an autonomous institution that was created in 1965. We provide completely free TVET in Costa Rica. We offer training for people 15 years old and older, regardless their social status, academic level, whether you are working or not. So for a better understanding, INA is like SENA in Colombia or like SENAI in Brazil. So we are a very similar institution, and we are in charge of work skills in our country. So for our work skills model, we built this model based on 4 pillars. As I was going to explain to you, at the end of 2017, we were in a very difficult situation regarding work skills. For us, this skill development and sharing mentoring programs was an amazing opportunity to improve and to consolidate a model. So we have 4 pillars in our model. First one is based on the market intelligence, the trends and standards at international level, so we can receive and get all the information and best practices, and we can put those best practices into our system. Also, we have another pillar focusing on teaching skills and the development and upskilling under international standards. The other pillar is the improvement of our services. So it's not just the criterion tools in order to make a better design, but also to improve our workshops, our laboratories, our classrooms. And the 4 pillars, the development and empowerment of champions. So we want every person that goes into our classroom or workshops, they had the chance to become champions. Then about our experience in a skill development program, as I was explaining, at the end of 2017, after our competition in Abu Dhabi, the people in Costa Rica really didn't understood what's work skills about. So there was some misunderstanding. Maybe people thought that we're just focusing competition. So people didn't really understood because we are not getting enough impacts into our system. So we got in a very difficult situation at that moment. So for us to have the opportunity to have the K-Star program with HRD Korea, it was a huge milestone in our history, because we started a new partnership program that was focused not just on development competitions, but also to raising the skill development in Costa Rica, design and working in the design and implementation of a new sustainable national skill competition system, and strengthening the quality of vocational teaching, and also benchmark all the best practices. So you can see here some pictures of our experience. And actually, there's Mr. Kim, the president of HRD Korea, visiting the president of Costa Rica, Mr. Carlos Alvarado, in 2018. So this program has different stages, different phases. There was dispatching of Korean experts to Costa Rica, invitation training, skills competition, and also consulting in order to improve our overall system. And we're focused in 6 skills: web technologies, IT network system administration, cabinet making, refrigeration and air conditioning, and also construction metal work, and automobile technology. this is a timeline of this process. So the K-STAR program was designed to be developed from 2018 to 2020. So we start this moment after 2017 competition. So we start a new strategy, and then when we have the opportunity to have the K-STAR program, we decide that we had to base the new work skills strategy in the permanent sustainable model, not just focus in competition. So we start with 2 skills, and then in December that year we had our first skills competition based on this new model, and we continued to 2019. And for us, a huge milestone was September, when we were in Kazan with 2 skills in competition, but also we sent a lot of experts in order to get knowledge. So it was very important for people in Costa Rica to understand that it was very important to send competitors, but also send experts in order to get the knowledge in the competition areas, so we can have a better performance in the future participations. And then at the end of 2019, we had the second skills competition. Actually, it was very nice because it was not in our Central Valley, it was in a rural area in Costa Rica. So we moved the skills competition also to a rural area, so more people can get benefits from skill development and the cooperation with Korean experts. So 2020 definitely was, it is a different year. A year for new models, a year for resilience, and I think that work skills as a movement has proven to be an organization with a lot of resilience. So for 2020, we at the beginning we was expecting a similar program as we had in 2018 and 2019. Of course, the circumstances was very different, and we have a lot of uncertainty of what's going to happen in 2020. But as a proof of new ways to share knowledge and to share experience in very innovative ways, HRDK proposes a new online knowledge sharing program focused on 3 skills: web technologies, IT network system administration, refrigeration and air conditioning. So our experts had the chance to exchange knowledge with Korean experts online. So it was very interesting, not just to have like a ICTs area like web technologies and IT network system administration, but also different skills like refrigeration and air conditioning online. So this provided us a lot of information in order to improve our TVET, our services during 2020. And also I would like to focus and call your attention into this project-based learning program. As Mr. Vio was explaining before, this is, I think this is a very interesting way to provide sharing programs, because it's not just to share knowledge, it's also to help in order to provide something that is going to be useful for the system. So we have the chance to work with Korean experts and Costa Rican trainers and also competitors. And the interesting thing here is that it is not just working on the development of skills, but they were working into the solution of a real problem of our system. So I think that also work skills has a huge opportunity when we have a skills competition, we have test projects. I think very interesting thing is to try to have test projects based on real problems in order to make real solutions for people around the world. So there was these projects, really interesting project for us. It was great to have competitors and students that participate in competition in 2019, for example, in Kazan. Also, we had David, that is the competitor in web technologies in Kazan. So it was also here working and helping. So we're going to have a real solution for our system in in certification, but also we're getting the knowledge and the skills development. So I think project-based learning is a great opportunity also for shared knowledge. So 2020 definitely has proven to be a very valuable year. Even with all difficulties, we found new ways to bridge the skills gap for a better world, as is the saying of this event. And so here, for example, in America, we're having World Skills Chile sharing knowledge. We have sharing programs with Colombia. We've seen Russia sharing also experience online. We participate in the Skills Cooperation Symposium organized by Chinese Taipei, and also World Skills America is giving some training for technical delegates, and we shared some experience also in career guidance with World Skills UK. So I think there's a lot of opportunities. And also during the Skills Month, it was very nice to have this Keeping the World Moving campaign. And we received in Costa Rica greetings from friends all around the world. So it was very nice for our skills people to receive this kind of greetings that can, it is a very nice way to support the skills talent around the world. So also, other very interesting project is this program with World Skills Expert Faculty. We're having working sessions between experts around the world and some trainers from Costa Rica, and they are discussing. This is like a working sessions where they discuss about practices in their fields according to the this pandemic, this situation. So we start this process last Thursday. We're going to have our second session this week. So also, I think World Skills Expert Faculty is a very interesting group in World Skills. And I think it's very important to pay attention to this process also, because we can have a lot of knowledge and get the best of the human capital of World Skills, that I think that is one of the strengths of World Skills. So when we talk about what skills development programs have mean for Costa Rica, it is very important to understand that we, through a skill development program, we define a model when we receive information from World Skills model in order to feedback our system and get real impacts. So that was something that wasn't happened in 2017. So for 2018, and with the support of Korea in this K-STAR program, we understood that we really had to find a way to get a better impact in our system. So to understand what skill development programs had mean for Costa Rica, you had to see that at the end of 2017, World Skills Costa Rica was just about to disappear because people really doesn't understood what World Skills is about. And they didn't see any impacts in our system. So through this cooperation, through the support of Korea, now World Skills in Costa Rica is a synonym of skill development, of courage, or succeed, or high standards, best practices, opportunities, being among and learn from the best. So it's a huge change in our country. So we moved from having for loss every chance to participate again in a skills competition and to grow through our skill development and through the World Skills movement. We moved from there to get our first medal in an international competition in World Skills Kazan in IT Network System Administration, and our second higher score in our history in web technologies. So it was a huge change in our country through this kind of programs and cooperation. So our experts, our competitors, and we're looking how dreams come true, how people change, how best practices are implemented in our training centers, and that is into the design or our TVET also. So our plan is to consolidate our model in 2021, improve the development, skills development in Costa Rica. Of course, we want to continue the cooperation program with HRDK Korea for a better development performance in 2022. We hope to have continue with PBL programs, project-based learning programs, because we think it is a great opportunity. And we want to have a bigger delegation and a bigger participation in next competition in 2022. In Costa Rica, because our economic model, we're moving to ICTs and services areas. That's what's happening in Costa Rica. So this is kind of, this is the list of the skills that we have, but also other skills like cabinet making, like construction, metawork, automotive technology. We want to focus on those skills, and we have to have a bigger delegation. So let's keep improving the world. As a final message, we want to say that we want to keep improving. We want to keep growing. We dream of your lives transformed by the power of skills. We dream of growing country through technical human talent. We want to continue learning from you. We want to be a partner that delivers results. We dream that the skills moment becomes part of the DNA of all Costa Ricans. We dream with Costa Rican flag on the top of the podium. We have the passion, we have vision, we have the commitment to make every project a success story. So we want to keep dreaming, and we want you to be part of our dream. So, as we said in Costa Rica, pura vida, muchas gracias. Thank you very much, and 감사합니다.
네, Thank you, Mr. Roy Ramirez Quesada. 매우 열정적이고 희망에 찬 포부를 밝혀주신 것 같습니다. 발표 내용 중에 기능경기대에서 잠시 회의, 그 효과에 대한 회의가 들면서 조직 위기가 있었으나 한국 등 파트너 국가의 다양한 교류 협력을 통해서 위기를 극복하고 더 큰 성과를 이루어냈다는 점에서 매우 높이 격려를 합니다. 다시 한번 코스타리카의 꿈과 희망이 우리도 동참하고 또 더욱 발전할 수 있도록 제가 격려를 보내드립니다. 다음으로 월드스케일 나미비아 기능경기 개발 코디네이터로 계시는 저스티나 이템부께서 발표를 해주시겠습니다. 미스 이템부 준비되셨으면 비디오를 켜주시기 바랍니다. 예, please welcome.
To start with my presentation, I'll quickly go through the background where I'll indicate the establishment and so far what Skills Namibia has done. What Skills Namibia is a department under a Namibian Training Authority, an organization through which vocational training is organized. The aim that the What Skills Namibia Secretariat was established is to promote TVET skills excellence and to enhance the industry importance in Namibia. We do this through the coordination of biennial national skills competitions, meaning we have a skills competition every second year, just the same way What Skills International is doing it. And at these competitions, we aim to promote TVET career paths, to benchmark against world's best practices, and we engage through TVET conferences and TVET exhibitions and expo fairs. We engage our partners and stakeholders in the TVET fraternity, nationally and also internationally. It's just an indication of some of the activities at the national skills competitions. What Skills Namibia competitions to date? We have so far staged 2 national skills competitions. The first was in 2016, and the second in 2019. And I've competed at What Skills International competitions 3 times, with the first being in 2015 in Brazil, where we sent 4 competitors, And then we moved on to compete in 2017 at Abu Dhabi, where we had 7 competitors. And then in 2019, in Kazan, we had 11 competitors, 10 of which were at official competitions, and then 1 at the junior competitions. During WorldSkills WorldSkills Kazan in 2019, WorldSkills Namibia received the majority vote to host the WorldSkills Africa competition. This competition was initially planned for 2020, but because of the COVID pandemic, it had to be postponed. This competition will be scheduled now for 2022. The date will be confirmed, and it will take place in Swakopmund, Namibia. Our partnership with HRD Korea. HRD Korea has been our partner since the inception of WorldSkills Namibia Secretariat, where we have enjoyed the benefits of trainings. We had our competitors and experts trained to prepare for competitions at WorldSkills International. That's for both 2015 and also for 2019. The competitors and experts were hosted at GIFTS, and they received intensive trainings there. We've also had our team officials and administrators for national skills competitions trained through capacity building program and partnerships at GIFTS. That was in 2017. At this competition, at these trainings, we had an opportunity to network with other countries, such as Costa Rica and Mongolia, when we had a chance to share experiences. And we also were fortunate enough to have found Koreans having their national skills competitions. So we managed to visit the competitions and learn more from these observations, including observations from industries. These are just some of these depictions. We also had HRD Korea advising us at several occasions. The first and perhaps the bigger advice that we've had, a technical advice, was when HRD Korea deployed Dr. Yongil Cho to Namibia, who stayed with us for some time at the establishment of WorldSkills Namibia Secretariat. Dr. Cho was really helpful and instrumental in helping with the establishment of the Secretariat, thus training us as the officials, and also giving training to our experts for them to be able to prepare test projects and other competition materials, as well as to assess competitions in line with WorldSkills international standards, but also within the context of the Namibian trainings and industry. We've had technical advices also from other experts that came to attend the competitions, both at National Skills Competition 2016 and 2019. HRD Korea had also been instrumental in assisting our competitors and experts with equipment where we could use to train the competitors. This year, since unfortunately we could not attend any face-to-face trainings with HRD Korea, HRD Korea still had managed to engage our experts, where we've had experts from 3 skills areas: the electrical installations, refrigeration and air conditioning, as well as welding. They were engaged in an online training whereby HRD Korea gave their experts to help our experts to give capacity. Here, our experts have learned a lot they will be able to develop test projects for the competitions, but also this fits into our local curricula for TVET. For future, World Skills Namibia still looks forward to continued support by HRDK Korea, as well as face-to-face. We are hoping really that we'll be able to get face-to-face engagements, because these are more impactful, because people are together and able to really work on projects together. But despite that, online projects are still very important to us, as through this we'll be able to improve our staging of national skills competitions, as well as to be able to prepare our competitors for World Skills international competitions. This was the end of my presentation. I thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you. 예, 저스틴 아이템분님께서 아주 인상적인 사례 발표를 해주셨습니다. 나미비아는 산업 발전에 있어서 기능 경기의 중요성을 일찍이 깨닫고 지역기술 교육 촉진을 위해서 2016년부터 월드스킬스 나미비아 사무국을 조직하였습니다. 전 세계 우수 사례를 벤치마킹하고 티벳 컨퍼런스와 전시회 또 설명회 등을 통해 다양한 파트너를 참여시키고자 노력하였고, 그 결과로 2016년 그리고 2019년 두 차례 전국대회를 성공적으로 개최했다고 말씀하셨습니다. 우리 한국도 파트너 국가로서 나미비아의 국제기능올림픽 대표 선수를 초청 연수하고 또 한국 전문가들을 파견함으로써 올해까지 교류 협력을 꾸준히 해오고 있습니다. 2020년에 개최하기로 한 아프리카 대회가 2022년으로 미뤄졌습니다. 아마 개최국으로서 앞으로 나미비아가 아프리카 대륙에서 기능경기를 통해 아프리카 여러 나라들과 기술을 공유하고 함께 성장하는 데 중요한 역할을 할 것으로 기대합니다. 다시 한번 감사드립니다. 네, 다음으로 마지막이죠. 마무드 하미드 월드스킬 가나 기술 대표께서 발표해 주시겠습니다. 미스터 하미드 씨 준비됐으면 비디오를 켜주시기 바랍니다. 박수로 환영해 주십시오.
Yeah, good morning to you all, good afternoon to you all. This is West Coast Ghana, and I'm here to talk about partnership with West Coast Germany. And West Coast Ghana finds itself under Ministry of Education with the TVET controller, which is COTVET, that's Council for Technical Vocational Education and Training. And we had a collaboration with or in partnership with West Coast Germany for skill development in Ghana and competition. Next. Okay, next. So I'm to share some overview about West Coast Ghana and COTVET. Yeah, Ghana is made up of 16 regions, and we have the north to Burkina, then the south to the Gulf of Guinea, then the west to Togo, and the east to Cote d'Ivoire. Next. Yeah. In Ghana, Ghana has gotten a landmark size of about 227,540 square kilometers, and it's small, just like the size of Idaho in US. We have a population of about 31 million with growth rate of 2.19% annually. Urban population is 57, rural is 43. Then GDP, we have it in agri industry and the service area. And in Ghana, every single thing in agriculture in any part of the world can mostly be found in Ghana. In the industry sector, we have mining all the way to petroleum. So Ghana is a blessed nation, but what we seek for to do with West Coast is to make sure we're able to harness the best aspect of West Coast to build our skills to fix all these problems in the various sectors. That's why we form a partnership with West Germany. Next. Yeah. And I can't find a partner without knowing them. So this is also about West Coast Germany and the basic statistics about West Coast Germany. It's a bigger landmark size than ours with a higher population than ours. But we know we can learn much from them. Next. Yeah. In Ghana educational system, we have pre-tertiary and tertiary. The pre-tertiary is in two forms. We have the basic, which is 2 years kindergarten, 6 years primary, and 3 years JHS. Then we have the pre-tertiary secondary, which we have the secondary section 3 years. Then we have the TVET section 3 years. Then we have the tertiary, we have the general education. Then we have the TVET. In the general education, we have 8 in bachelor's degree all the way to doctorate degree. Then in the TVET sector, which is now currently well aligned, we have from proficiency 1 all the way to Doctor of Technology. However, we should note that from general education to TVET, we can still interchange and learn what we can learn based on skills. Next. Yeah, so we have to know something small about the council. Now we have the council was brought to bear in 2006 by the Act of Parliament to coordinate and oversee all aspects of TVET activities in Ghana and its other matters. And the council and the nation view skills competition as very attractive tool in order to bring exchange between institutions, companies, and the youth to learn best practice to develop the nation. And this is a government development agenda for every single government that has come to power. Next. Yeah. Now, proud to join West Coast International. Ghana developed a 5-year strategic TVET strategy. And the vision was to provide a world-class industrial-led TVET system, which provide a globally competitive force for social and economic transformation of Ghana. And the means was to make sure we're able to develop a high-quality employable skill that will be industrial-led with good qualification, both locally and international markets. Next. Yeah. Then why we join West Coast? We find out that if you look at the spectrum of the world map, you can see every single blue black is a member of West Coast, which form the 2/3 of the West population, and now membership of 85. We realize that every single nation who is well developed and are trying to develop and are emerging are part of West Coast International. And they have a development agenda to make sure they enroll about 100 million people to get along with skills for economic livelihood. So we find it as a legitimate force to join, to learn much from. So you can see Ghana, small spot there, which is also a member now in West African. And from the map, you can also realize that the 1/3 actually comes from African, which we are developing. So there's a need for us to join a force. And one key important backdrop we draw from West Coast is the West Coast standard specification that guides its principles so that all countries can learn and understand from. Next. Next. Now Ghana became 81st member. Therefore, we were called West Coast Ghana in Shanghai. That was Kazan 2019, and it's in charge of skills competition and also skills development. Next. Yeah, and anytime you come to Ghana, a lot of people in Ghana cry. So what I ask my stakeholders all the time is, how do we as stakeholders help to solve the problem? But we know the world was created and creates It's a skill world. So how do we use that way to solve the problem? And especially with the support from West Coast International. Then we saw that definitely our youth will have to be skilled. Therefore, our youth, the future of our nation depends on the youth. Then Ghana can also smile by developing talent to create its nation. Next. Yeah. So West Coast Ghana has also decided to place the young people at the heart of every single they do to help them demonstrate the ability to solve problems and challenges, as we've seen with West Coast International. Next. Yeah. And as part of West Coast Ghana role, which West Coast Germany is supporting us, we realize that if you talk of competition, competition is a Photoshop after a hard work has been done. So how do we do this work? That means there's a lot of work aside the competition for us to do to bring our people to the standard we want to bring to develop our nation for us. So we developed a 4-strategy role from the West Coast, and West Coast Germany is eager to support us to build this role. And you are with us in Ghana now. Next. Then, with the lab we have for the West Coast standard specification, which is built every 2 years by experts. And by in this year, West Coast Ghana happened to be part of it, introducing a lot of education and industry into it to support the development, especially the future foresight. So we decided to make it a guiding principle or an inspirational map so that our people here will understand through workshop and make sure that whatever we want to do in the country, all the problems is being solved by the world. So by joining West Coast, we can draw resources from to solve the problem by not just reinventing, but applying and innovating. Next. Then we have some key activities which my partner Hubert have shared much on. So next. Yeah. So we developed a plan, and the plan, we wanted people to know that West Coast international activities is not a project, because the projects have gotten a beginning and end, but when it continues again, it becomes cyclical. That means until every person is skilled in the nation, we can say West Coast has done its job. And since Ghana too have gotten a population growth of about 2.19%, it means every year in and year out, more people will come, and therefore they demand skills, especially with people which we have low skills output. So we have what we call the zonal competition, we have the national competition, then we have African, then we have Shanghai, which some have been postponed. But fortunately for us, with hard working, we were able to run our zonal skills competition immediately after lockdown. That was in last month. Next. Then we have these scale categories, about 14 that we participated at the zonal skills level. So we hope to do more and select the best out of it with the help of West Coast Germany to implement. Next. Then we also develop what we call a shared stakeholder responsibility. We find ourselves under Ministry of Education and the Council for Technical TVET. Now we are under TVET and we are an innovation center there, which is West Coast Ghana. Then we partner with West Coast Germany through West Coast International. This means our skill development and competition can get more support from this wider network. And in our system, we need the education, the industry, and the informal sector to help us in providing resources, funding, trainers, trainees, and work platforms. Now, our key stakeholder is a competitor. And in Ghana, according to the USAID Country Development Corporation Report 2019, 50% of our youth or our population are below 30 years. That means Ghana is a very youthful state. And most of them are unskilled, some are semi-skilled, and only few are skilled. So the question is, how do the stakeholders look at this broad spectrum to support? And if you're able to support us and partner with us well, we can enjoy the West Coast Ghana, West Coast International goal by providing good advocacy for scale, competitions, projects, then training and education, then international cooperation like we are having with West Coast, Germany, then also good career guidance and also research. And the benefits will come back to all our stakeholders because the aged will have to give way to the younger people over time. And the younger people need to be skilled to take place of these aged people to develop the nation. Next. And we develop this action plan to help us work effectively. Because you realize that it can never be possible for us to enjoy our success if you don't follow some strategy, especially how to make sure we develop skill teams to support. And while developing skill teams, we have to make sure the Ghana system of education understand the benefit of using the West Coast standard specification, which is at the highest level, even at competition. Advanced countries still struggle to get it. So why don't we take advantage of it? Then we have to also organize the West Coast International a national competition in Ghana by 2021. So we have it there as the third point. Then the fourth point is we have to also plan for Shanghai 2022. Then we have to make sure that we integrate West Coast into the school. So we have initiatives like West Coast Labs, whereby students can draw resources from our online when developed to get the best out of it, like something like upskill, to understand the skill, how best it can help them to develop, and also to put down a good partnership and funding strategy through West Coast and also our local partners across the world. Next. Yeah. And West Coast Germany is also helping us to put a good strategy that will mimic the structure of West Coast International. So we have this proposed one day, they are still structuring to get the best out of it in the system with all committees put under there. And we have the executive director of the council, then we have steering committee and also officers for the secretariat for effective work delivery. Next. Yeah, so we have this partnership drive. If you look at where Ghana is and where Germany is far away, if you are able to take car, it takes you about 99 hours on one route, and you take up 109 hours on one route. And we believe this one could have not been possible with the exception of what skill. And through West Coast Germany and West Coast International, we were able to identify that we can bridge this gap at any particular point in time to get success. Next. Yeah, and we have a missing link between West Coast Germany. There's something I call it 16 is equal to 16. And it's equal to what? A partnership and win-win. 16 is equal to 16 is Germany has gotten 16 federal states, Ghana has gotten 16 regions. So I think it's a win-win situation and it is natural between us. Next. Yeah, so thank you. Yeah, and I'll end up here.
Thank you, Mr. Mahmoud Hamid. 예, 방금 말씀하신 대로 기능 경기가 가나의 산업 발전에 있어서 아주 중요한 수단 역할을 할 것으로 기대합니다. 또 젊은이들이 기능 경기를 대해 다른 국가들의 산업에 대한 정보와 우수 사례를 공유함으로써 기술의 중요성을 인식하고 기능인으로서 삶의 매력을 느끼게 하는 것은 아주 중요하다고 봅니다. 하나 더 덧붙여 우리가 기억해야 할 점들은 가나가 60%의 젊은 층을 가지고 있고 그들을 위해서 기술 교육과 훈련을 위한 관련 법안을 마련하고 또 기능경기 대회 등을 국가 발전 5개년 계획에 포함시켰다는 것. 이렇게 매우 체계적이고 말씀하신 대로 구체적 전략을 가지고 수행하고 있다는 점에서 많은 인상을 받았습니다. 예, 그럼 이상으로 세션 1과 2의 발표를 모두 들었습니다. 오늘 훌륭한 발표를 해주신 발표자 여러분들께 다시 한번 감사와 박수를 보내주시기 바랍니다. Thank you. Thank you very much. 예, 그럼 지금부터는 오늘 발표하신 내용에 관한 질의응답 시간을 갖겠습니다. 질문이 있으신 분은 손을 드시거나 또는 채팅창에 질문을 남겨주시기 바랍니다. 자, 누가 먼저 시작할까요? 미리 질문 올리신 분 있습니까? Nobody? 오늘 열정적인 발표가 있었는데 질문이 없다면은 오늘 좀 아쉬울 것 같은데 질문이 하나 있습니까? 예, 질문을 그럼 제가 질문을 하나 각국의 특히 대만과 독일 두 나라의 질문을 드리고자 합니다. 저희들도 아시아, 아프리카, 남미 등 각국의 여러 나라를 파트너 국가로서 선택하였고 그런 만한 또 이유가 있었습니다. 대만과 독일은 각각 파트너 국가를 어떠한 기준에 의하여 선택하셨는지 말씀해 주시면 고맙겠습니다. 특히 독일은 가나를 선택한 이유 말씀을 해주시면 도움이 되겠습니다. 누가 먼저 답변해 드릴까요? 대만, 미스터 전민상, 미천상, 계십니까?
Thank you, Mr. King, for your question. Actually, in this meeting, we see that Korea do the great job under the capacity building center. And about the priority for our partner country, actually, Taiwan have no priority. We open to cooperate with other country in the skill cooperation and skill sharing. But anyway, this is really amazing meeting. Thank you very much.
예, 감사합니다. 제가 대만을 방문을 작년에 해봤는데 우리 한국 못지않게 기능경기 대회를 매우 성대히 잘 치르고 또 저희를 포함한 여러 나라를 초청하여 그 경험과 여러 가지 노하우를 서로 공유할 수 있었습니다. 그럼 다음으로 독일 대표께서 가나를 선택한 이유와 그 이유가 있으면 좀 말씀해 주시죠.
Yeah, thank you for the question. It's the same like my colleague before me said. We don't have a special criteria to select a partner. For us, it's the most important thing is to understand our partner is willing to create a sustainable system, that our partner not only wants to join World Skills competition, but our partner wants to be part of a project where we want to install a vet system in the country and we want to have sustainable structures. That's the most important thing. And Ghana came to us and we understood Ghana is a great partner for that, and we are willing to do that. And for example, we are talking to Kenya as well, and we had talks to other countries before that. So we are open for every partnership. Thank you.
네, 답변 감사합니다. 네. 혹시 마지막 질문 중 저희 한국에 대해서 질문하실 내용 없습니까?
기능 경제 이제 좀 발전을 위해서 다른 나라와 좀 이제 파트너십을 강화할 수 있는 무엇을 해야 되느냐.
오케이. 예. 조금 전에 저희 채팅창에 필리핀 측에서 참가자께서 질문을 주셨습니다. 우리 저기 질문에 대해서 혹시 같이 공유하고 있습니까? Yeah, the Philippines all the partnership shown in the presentation. May we know that what are the things we need to do to forge partnership with other countries to develop our chances or winning in skills competitions. 예, 어디 대만과 독일에서 먼저 답변하시겠습니다. 저희들이 먼저 할까요? 혹시 파트너십에 대해서 우리 서승열 수장께서 답변해 주실게요. 강화 계획, 한국의 계획이라든지 이런 거.
네, 지금 질문 들어온 파트너십 관련해 가지고 파트너십이라는 거는 물론 저희도 도움을 주는 거 또는 어떤 제안하는 거 이런 게 있지만은 실제로 상대 국가에서도 반응을 해줘야만 이게 가장 중요하다고 생각을 합니다. 저희가 실내로 본다면은 저희가 2018년부터 2020년까지 3개년 계획을 가지고 총 5개 국가를 대상으로 해서 이제 기능올림픽, 기능대회 관련해서 지원을 계속 하고 있지만은 일부 국가에서는 굉장히 적극적으로 참여해 줌으로 인해 가지고 저희가 좋은 성과로 이어지지만은 실제 또 일부 국가에서는 어떤 인프라가 안 좋아서 또는 어떤 열정이 없어 보니까 사실 이제 성과로 이어지지 못하는 사례도 있습니다. 따라서 제가 생각하는 어떤 파트너십이라는 것은 한 방향이 아니라 쌍방향으로 이어지는 게 가장 중요하다고 생각합니다.
네, 답변 감사합니다. 혹시 여기에 덧붙여 해줄 말씀 있으면 대만과 독일 대표께서 말씀해 주시면 고맙겠습니다.
Yes, maybe from Germany. Is it possible?
네, 들어보고요. 예, 마지막으로 독일 대표 말씀을 듣도록 하겠습니다.
Yes, just coming back to a question from the Philippines. I mean, first of all, we should ask ourselves if what is our main objective? Is our main objective to win a gold medal or to showcase excellence? And if we go backwards in our history of WorldSkills, what was the beginning, the very first time in the beginning of WorldSkills, where we wanted to have young people, skilled people for the market, for the economy, so they can be employed and they can earn money and can live with the money they will earn. That was a main and core objective in these times. And I know it's really nice and it's really beautiful to win a gold medal. But most of all, we have to understand, we have to enable young people in a very broad range to be capable to learn skills and to be capable to work in the market, in the industry. Having said that, it's the main business of ourselves to enable young people. And then if you have a broad group of young people, you will find and identify young talents, and you can train them for the world skills competitions. But I personally, I do not agree if we train young people 2 years only for training for world skills. And I have to ask everybody, are they skilled afterwards for the market or not? Who are they after they have won a gold medal in world skills? That means we can help young people to be the best, yes, but we have to understand we will do that because we want to enable them, to give them a great future. And a medal of excellence maybe is the best in the first step. And if you win a gold medal or a silver or bronze medal, it's nice. Thank you.
네, 감사합니다. 미스터 하버트 로메르. 이상으로 웨비나 1차 발표와 Q&A 시간을 모두 마치겠습니다. 끝까지 경청해 주시고 참여해 주신 여러분 모두께 감사드립니다. 그리고 오늘 훌륭한 기조 강연해 주신 크리스 함프리 회장님, 그리고 6분의 발제자분들 모두 감사드립니다. 이제 사회자께서는 행사를 마무리해 주시기 바랍니다. See you tomorrow.
So thank you for a wonderful Q&A session. If you have questions later, please contact me by email, Ms. Hyunsa Ju from HRD Korea. Let's give a big hand again for the speakers who gave their time to speak today. This is the end of the first day of the 2020 Capacity Building Partnership Webinar on Skills Competition. Thank you all for your continued support, and we will continue with the third session tomorrow at 7 a.m. in Greenwich Mean Time or at 4 p.m. in Korean time. The theme of the webinar tomorrow will be Paradigm Shift of Skills Competition against COVID-19 pandemic. Again, as a quick reminder, we would like to ask you to join us 10 minutes before the webinar tomorrow. The meeting information as a link is the same as today's. Thank you again and have a wonderful day. Hope to see you tomorrow.